Hi guys, welcome back. It is Stormy with a special cast for you guys. As you can see from the thumbnail, a pretty simple message here for me, and yeah, just a wish that there will be peace in Ukraine, just a wish that the two parties will sit down and negotiate, and finally the war will end. Finally there will be no more bloodshed, no more killing of civilians and so on. Just a simple message. And of course a cast here in between Russia and Ukraine, a retro cast here from around the year 2007, but that is not that important. Like I told you, it's just that simple wish from me that there finally will be peace in Ukraine, in between them, in between Russia and Ukraine. And yeah, like I told you, speaking of Russia, we have spawning here in the upper right in the blue, it is Brat, and his opponent here in the lower right in the red, Dimaga from Ukraine. So Russia versus Ukraine here, with that, like I told you, sorry that I repeat myself, with that just a simple message here throughout everyone who's watching, just a simple message of peace, and hopefully peace will be really soon established there. Now we see Brat opening up here with a supply depot, probably wishing here to wall off. Dimaga already sending out here his overlord in the wrong direction. Sadly there is his second overlord. Let's just see what the build order is going to be. Looks like a fast expansion, as Brat also moves out really early here with his SCV, and luckily here for him he's going to head straight to the right position, straight towards the location here from Dimaga. There is his barracks, there is his supply depot, so he might, like I told you, wall in here off and perhaps establish an expansion. Speaking of expansion, there is the expansion here from Dimaga, so fast expansion build order here for him. Overlord into fast expansion, as he's also sending out here his scouting drone. Yeah, the SCV gets spotted, and this might have been a macro hatch here for him, but no, it should be of course a spawning pool into gas really soon here by the Zerg player. So the pretty standard open up here by the Zerg. Of course Brat is going to check this out, sees the fast expansion, so he's very likely also going to prepare here his fast expansion as well. The walling looks really nice, and yeah, let's just see what is going to happen, as we have like the Zerg versus Terran here. So what exactly the tactic is going to be here for the Terran? It could be of course mass bio with marines, with medics, firebats, but some Terrans also like to transition into mechanical build or some siege tanks, even some Goliaths, vultures with mines wouldn't be so wise, given the fact that Zerg has of course those overlords. But yeah, Goliaths could be interesting against Mutalisk and even against Zerglings and Hydalisk. And yeah, for the Zerg could be a rush with Zerglings, could be lurkers, could be very strong. We have also seen Guardians here on this channel, so yeah, pretty many tactics here for the Zerg as well. And of course the Defilers and Ultralisk later on could also be a nice option here for the Zerg, as Brat tries here to clear this sunken here from the front. Now we see a macro hatch here, interestingly enough, for Dimaga at a almost 4-minute mark here. Gas is being mined, no tier 2 yet here for him, so this is exactly why the SCV just stands here, just to see exactly the timing here for this tier 2, or is it going to be a tier 2? It might also be a rush with some Zerglings here, as the overlords are moving here over towards the main here from Brat. There's also an overlord here, would be the next expansion here from Dimaga. And yeah, there's finally that tier 2 upgrade at the 4-minute mark, so a little bit of a delayed upgrade here for Dimaga, but that's okay given the fact that he has that fast expansion already established here. Now worker wise, Brat at 21 versus the 19 here from Dimaga. SCV of course is going to return, sees now the timing, almost gets surrounded here, so Brat needs to be careful. And yeah, still no harassment here by both players, they're just checking out each other. The overlord will of course see that there is an expansion here going on, and it's just mass marines here for Brat. Let's look at that, he's going actually for a factory and an engineering bay by the looks of it. So yeah, he might prepare his defenses against Mutalisk, even adds here a starport. So yeah, starport it is going to be, perhaps some race would be interesting to see. And yeah, as Dimaga is now moving out with some Zerglings, but just to station them here, just to see in case Bratok is going to move out or not. So yeah, there is finally the tier 2. Should be a Spire, of course, so Spire indeed. As more and more drones are being now pumped out here by Dimaga. And what is this? Could be a Hydralisk then here? No, it's just a creep colony. So yeah, it should be mass Mutalisk really soon here for the Zerg against the Terran. Let's just see, or the defenses should be made really soon here by the Terran. This could be another expansion. No, it's actually a barracks here, so interesting build order here for Terran, as he's already going for that science facility, so he really wants those science vessels early on here against the Zerg. And yeah, I can't blame him that, given the fact that those science vessels with that irradiant really strong against any Mutalisk harassment. Still not that many turrets here, actually no turrets at all. The Spire should finish really soon. Steam is also being made. You can see it in the upper left part of the production tab here. Okay, let's just see if the timing from Bratok is going to be here okay, as he should know that really soon some Mutalisk will come towards his way. And there are finally here those defenses, as 3 turrets are being placed here next to the middle line. And some turrets might also be added here, or they should be added here really soon by Bratok, as the first 10 Mutalisk are actually being spawned now here for Dimaga. So Dimaga with a really strong push to be here. And let's just see if those 3 turrets, 4 turrets now are going to be enough for Bratok to hold this attack. Let's just check the main. There are some Marines here and no defenses. Finally 1 turret gets placed here by Bratok, as I see the Mutalisk now move out here on the map. There they are. So yeah, let's just see where exactly Dimaga is going to strike first here. He looks like he's going straight for that main, or is he? Flying by those turrets, and yes, he's going straight for this main here. Perhaps he's going to attack the bunker here, going for that SCV. And yes, still not moving here forward. This could have been a good attack position here for him. But yeah, let's just see what's he going to be doing. Changes tactics now. He's going to head here for, but Bratok already reacting here with another turret, and in come the Mutalisk here from the back. So really nice decision here by Dimaga. Going to be able to snap some SCVs, 35 SCVs. I'm going to check the number really soon. I have dropped to 31 now, so great early harassment here by Dimaga with those Mutalisk, killing so many SCVs. I believe around 5 SCVs, and now finally we have that irradiant here. So much splash damage is being taken here by Dimaga. And Dimaga losing so many Mutalisk here. How many have been left? Around 2, I believe. Yes, indeed 2. So great counter here by the Terran with this 1 science vessel here, punishing here Dimaga after a great harassment here by him. Bratok with a great response here with a great irradiance. And let's just see if the Terran now is going to transition into lurkers, into Hydras. Should be a possibility. There is that Hydras, then there is this other expansion here for Dimaga. And yeah, what a great defense here by the Russian player against the Zerg. Finally some Zerglings do move out, and the Terran perhaps also going to wish here to move out here with his science vessels, with his Marines. Let's check the upgrades on those Marines. 1 weapons upgrades, perhaps some more and more Marines are being added. Even some siege tanks would be interesting against those Sunkens here. As yeah, the change of tactic is really real now here for the Zerg player, as we have army push out here with just a couple of Marines, but those 2 science vessels, of course, so important here for Bratok with that irradiance. So yeah, in comes Bratok with his forces here. Reinforcements are coming in, and at the same time he's perhaps going to expand here into this location. But we also see now lurkers, and really many lurkers here for the Zerg player. So yeah, the defense should be okay here against all of those units. And in come those Zerglings from the back, so he might get a nice surround here against the Terran. So yes, 3 science vessels we have in the air. Of course, science vessels can see those lurkers, and they will damage them, of course, with that irradiance. As we are closing at the 10-minute mark here, so 1 lurker will be sniped. As let's just see what Bratok's next decision is going to be. It looks like a drop ship is being made, and he could of course drop here into this location. It would be nice. Even this science facility is going to give him some scouting information. As in comes the dropship with some units, I believe, already in it. Yes, indeed, we have medics here with Marines getting dropped, so the Marines should of course really soon steam up here and attack those drones. So nice move here by the Terran player here, having a great location. This medic also nicely healing those units. And finally some lurkers are coming in here through to clear this up. One even gets sniped, but in come those science vessels, perhaps just to irradiate here those lurkers. So great move here by Brat with this one dropship already showing his presence here, being very strong against his opponent. And these units also make sure that there won't be any reinforcements from the back here from the Zerg. As once again we have those lurkers coming in. Some scourges are finally respawning here against those science vessels, but Brat is nicely microing them back towards those marines as he's moving now forward with his units. But so many lurkers here, and lurkers are of course a perfect counter towards those marines. This is exactly why Brat is spreading here his marines. And yeah, more and more reinforcements are pouring in here, and we have yet another drop here into the main this time. So many drones will be sniped. Of course Dimaga reacting here, microing some of those drones, but so much damage has been already caused, and he even might snipe here this spawning pool if he steams up really quick. So much action going on here left and right by the Terran player. The spawning pool is being attacked, but in the end the lurkers should be able to hold this and push it back, of course. So nice job. We have a tier 3 upgrade now. Dimaga pretty much under siege by the Russian player here, as more and more is being poured in by him with those dropships. Really nice, but he needs to be careful against those lurkers. Perhaps a scan would be nice here. Actually this dropship pretty much empty, just a couple of marines here as Dimaga still on the defense. And we have yet another dropship here being made. And interesting enough, I believe he snapped here his own dropship with those marines. It could have been a possibility. So things of course happen like that. He did one mistake here. Dimaga responded immediately, sending some reinforcements, so they should be cleared, as Dimaga has already established here another expansion into this position. So many bases here for the Zerg, as the Terran also taking here the 1 o'clock position. And yeah, let's just see if the dropship harassment is going to continue. But many more dropships are coming in here for Brat is going to snipe so many lurkers here. Look at that, so much splash damage with that irradiance, just irradiating here all of those units. And yeah, just sniping so many of them here, and even those Headless will be taken down. So really great job. He's just swapping here energy for those kills. So yeah, nice job. Not that many defenses here. He might do a drop. Oh no, he's actually deciding here to irradiate his own science vessels just to clear those units. So really smart move here by the Russian player. Once again, so many workers will fall, and he's even going straight towards that main. Dimaga needs to be careful. Perhaps he's microing somewhere else. He's up to 26 workers. So much damage is being dealt here with those irradiated units. Finally some Hydras are here to respawn. But Dimaga really doing such a great job. 24 workers now only for Dimaga here. So Brat actually doing the great job. So sorry about this one. And we see the strong reinforcements being pushed here by the Terran players. So yes, indeed in Starcraft it is possible to irradiate your own science vessel. Just deal that splash damage here, just to use them like a vacuum cleaner here. And we finally see now another push here by the Russian player against those Sunkens. And yeah, is he going to push forward? Is there a Nidus worm here? Don't see a Nidus connection here. So yeah, this could be a nice chance here for the Russian player to even snipe here this location. So he needs to be careful against this one lurker, but not that many defenses here for the Zerg. Just this one lurker, but however that one lurker really dealing so much good damage here against those units. Still alive here, so the Terran struggling here as even reinforcements are pouring in here now for the Zerg. Once again, the same tactic is being applied here by the Terran, sniping those drones with that irradiance here. So really nice job here by him, but in the end the push has pretty much held by the Zerg here. So nice job here by the Zerg, also having here this expansion established. And yeah, some units still roaming around here for the Terran. We have 102 supply versus only 64, but make no mistake, those lurkers are the perfect counter, as we see yet another dropship coming in here through. But not that much mining going on here, so really smart move here by the Zerg, deciding to mine more onto the other expansions here. Yes, yeah, Bratok might snipe here this one Defiler mount. Really, really important building for the Zerg, and we even have yet another drop here. Really, really great macro game here by the Terran. Great multitasking here, spreading those dropships all over the map. And you need to be much more careful, as here we go. Finally he's going to snipe here this one expansion. There is one lurker, but the main target is of course the hatchery. So great snipe here by Bratok against Dimaga. Dimaga, sadly for him, losing this one expansion, having 34 workers, but the Terran already at 50 workers here as the siege keeps going on here. And once again he's moving forward with those science vessels, perhaps going to try once again that quick witted irradiance onto those science vessels. And yeah, Dimaga having those lurkers but not having that much anti-air. There comes the scan, it's just one Hydralisk here, so in come those science vessels, actually this time irradiating those lurkers, and just keep moving on onto the next target. So nice position for those lurkers to do splash damage. There's that good scan here, should be able to see this one lurker, and yes, so much damage here from those marines, but more and more lurkers are joining here the defense. So yeah, some irradiance, but there is no energy, as we also see a army move out here by Dimaga. But look at that, we saw a drop here into the upper part. So once again Dimaga struggling here, is going to lose this expansion. Great siege here by Bratok against him. Some units are coming in to help out here the defense, but there's just so many marines here for Bratok. This should be cleared by Dimaga, but in the end, look at the minimap, we see another army move out here by the Russian player with so many marines, and even this expansion has also been sniped here. Somehow Dimaga still holding on. We are closing at the 20-minute mark as the siege keeps continuing here. There are those scourges, they might get some connections here. Pretty great game here by the Russian player against the Ukrainian player. Dimaga tries somehow to hold in. We even have a guarding shield now onto this one marine just to tank all of those shots of that sunken. So we have many lurkers here, so this could be held by the Ukrainian player. Once again, defensive matrix onto that marine, or guardian shield, I believe it's called guardian shield here, so sorry about this one. And yeah, the Terran really has all of those units spread out here around the map. Yes, this small composition, even this location is being held. Finally Dimaga is trying to push out here with a small group into this expansion point, but we have a bunker there, and we have once again army move out here by Bratok. So Bratok pretty much in control of this game here. Such a hard game here for the Zerg. Tries of course to do some damage here with those lurkers, with those hydras here. But remember, the Terran has a force scan. Let's just see if this is going to work out for the Zerg. In comes those lurkers with that splash damage, a small group, but dealing really great economic damage. There's that scan, so Bratok caught a little bit off guard. Finally he should be able to clear this off. And yes, after losing so many units, he just doesn't know how many lurkers there are in. So great stuff here by the Zerg player. But we also see our army move out here by Bratok. However, there is no detection against those lurkers, as Bratok just keeps checking here the upper left part, but there is nothing there. So yeah, he has this expansion under control. This expansion is also being sieged by some science vessels. So yeah, really great game, like I told you, from Bratok, and somehow Dimaga still holding on. Finally this will be cleared as Bratok. If you look at the minimap, there's just so much blue here onto that minimap, so many units being spreaded here by the Russian player all over the map. So yeah, but those lurkers, really great defense here for the Zerg, as it's going to be really hard here for the Terran to push here through. So this is exactly why he perhaps is going to go for more dropship harassment, for even more science vessels, but some tanks would also be a wise decision here by him. But then again, I'm sure he knows exactly what he's doing. Currently he's just establishing here control of the whole map. He might push here through, but there's just so many lurkers here for Dimaga, so he needs to be careful here. We have another engagement here, so much irradiance here going on, so much splash damage, but we have the fires now with that dark swarm. So finally the Zerg feels more confident, pushes here through, but remember, irradiance dealing so much damage here against the Zerg. At the same time he's trying here to push forward, but Dimaga nicely defending here. However, at the same time, this expansion is still not being constructed, so one SCV or two should be brought here to finish it up. And yeah, the defenses are still looking really strong here for Dimaga. Once again, the same tactic is being done here by the Terran with those irradiated science vessels. Is once again going to try to snipe some workers here, 38 workers here for the Zerg. Once again, damage is being taken. And yeah, let's just see for how long Dimaga is going to hold this, as he's pretty much under siege everywhere, and so many science vessels here for the Terran. So here we go, once again, science vessel into this location just to kill those lurkers here. Yeah, lurkers already taking damage with that irradiance here. So pretty good job here by Brat, just roaming those science vessels left and right, just dealing that damage. But the army looks actually really strong now here for Dimaga. With so many lurkers, so many Hydralisk here, and this Dark Storm also could be used by him. So in come the science vessels, he sees those lurkers. There's just so many lurkers here for the Zerg, as the Terran finally has to retreat, and once again using so much irradiance here, damaging here so many of those lurkers. And at the same time, look at that, he's just doing another drop here into that main, but Dimaga responding really nice with some Hydralisk here. So once again, some drones have been sniped, but Dimaga on the defense, really great defense here by him. So all of a sudden it's going to be really hard for the Russian player to push here through. Let's just see what his next step is going to be. Like I told you, some tanks would have been nice here for him, but he's just going mass irradiance here against his opponent. Needs to be careful, so many hydras here, just keeps irradiating lurker after lurker, but also losing here 3 science vessels against those hydras. So yeah, pretty much a great comeback here for the Zerg player, as once again some units are going to damage here the economy from the Zerg, but so many reinforcements are coming in, and it's just so many hydras, so many lurkers here, not that much energy being left here for those science vessels against the Zerg. In the end, the hatchery has been sniped. This expansion looks like it's going to be in production really soon. And yeah, finally Dimaga is going to clear this also out. Perhaps if Dimaga somehow regroups here his units, if there's not that much energy onto those science vessels, he does have a chance here. As once again, Bratok on the move out. I guess he really wishes to snipe here this location. And let's just see how is that going to work out for him. Apparently he needs to be careful against those Hydralisk. Many Hydralisk here, but at the same time the reinforcements are really pouring in here for the Russian player. And yeah, Dimaga on the retreat against those stimmed Marines. Finally, he needs to prepare here his defenses. Of course, 3 lurkers, but remember there's once again science vessels here, and there is enough energy for some irradiance here once again. So yeah, in comes the push with those science vessels. Let's just check. Those lurkers will of course be targeted really quickly here by the Terran player. And yeah, more and more is pouring out here also from Dimaga, as he's trying somehow to catch those reinforcements here from the Terran. And yeah, even sniping here 1 science vessels. Bratok checks here the proximity, once again going to be radiating those lurkers. So pretty strong game here by both players, but also nice game here from Dimaga, somehow coming back here with a pretty strong force. As once again we have a drop here and a push here, but by the looks of it, Dimaga is now pushing here forward, and he could snipe really many workers here from Bratok. So yeah, Bratok with a nicely placed bunker here. Needs to be very careful, as in comes the strong force here from Dimaga. And yeah, let's just see how things will unfold and what is going to happen here. So many SCVs have fallen here, so many SCVs actually have to be pulled now. They have to repair that bunker, and with that splash damage here, looking really strong here against Bratok. And Bratok, all of a sudden he is in trouble. From his science vessels will fall here. Great damage is being dealt here against his main. So Bratok decides to throw everything he has now against this expansion point that is mining here from Dimaga, immediately targeting him. He's going to snipe it. So let's just see how many expansions Dimaga has left here against Bratok. I believe this is only one mining. This one is also slowly mining, and this one is being prepared here for the mining. So in the end, this could also be placed here into this location just to mine. So, but those lurkers, I just don't understand why those lurkers don't just move here forward. It could be A nice move here from Dimaga. I saw so many Hydras are still here out on the map, and all of a sudden the supply has changed here as it is 111 versus 82, but if all of those are lurkers, the chance would be really, really nice here from Dimaga to come back to push Bratok here away. Sadly for him, once again he's going to lose so many workers here, so great move here this time by the Russian player. Going to snipe so many workers and also sniping here this hatchery, so nice job catching Dimaga here a little bit off guard. Once again in comes lurkers, in comes still a strong force here by Dimaga. Once again he's getting irradiated immediately here, so much splash damage is being dealt here by Russian player with that irradiance, and the reinforcements are also coming in here for the Russian player, so still Dimaga holds on, he's trying to push forward. Dimaga even doing those drones, nice dark swarm now onto those units, so Bratok pretty much has to retreat now from here. And yeah, Dimaga holds here, but those lurkers once again establishing here this position, getting irradiated immediately, of course. How many bases, that is the question here, how many bases does the Zerg have left? He's rebuilding here, still mining here from this small position. Yeah, also mining here now from his main. So yeah, let's just see if Bratok is going to continue, of course, with that irradiance all over the place here against Dimaga. And yeah, really great Dark Swarm. Once again, Dark Swarm could be a possibility here for Dimaga to come back. And yeah, Bratok still has to regroup his units, has to see where exactly he's going. So yeah, great irradiance once again, dealing good damage. Those Hydras are moving forward towards that Dark Swarm, and I don't think that like of it, it's not, the Marines are also not taking damage, so this is very interesting. I did not notice that if your units are into that Dark Swarm, you won't be taking damage from those ranged Hydras, so pretty interesting to know here if you're a Terran player. Yeah, you won't be able, those Hydras won't take damage, but at the same time you will also not take damage, so interesting stuff here as the irradiance keeps going. And we also see once again Bratok moving forward with his task force, with those Marines, sniping once again here this location, dealing so much damage against Zerg. So pretty strong game here by the Russian player. Once again he's just irradiating here everything, mostly those lurkers. So sadly here for Dimaga, he still has this expansion, but it's just starting now to mine. And yeah, so many lurkers, so many science vessels coming in here through for Bratok, just irradiating everything he has here. Really nice game. As slowly but steadily we're closing at the end here of the game. Let's just see if Dimaga somehow going to, with a miracle, going to come back here. There is some sniping on some SCVs going on here, but let's just check where exactly is Dimaga mining from. This location, and this location is also slowly being depleted. This location has just started mining, but we also have some units here, and they're just a small defenses here. But Bratok also not mining for so many locations, just this location here, and this location has to be cancelled because of this one Mutalisk here. So nice job here, but the army of course looks much stronger here for Bratok. However, those lurkers really dealing so much flash damage here against him. So yeah, let's just see how things will unfold. Once again, in comes the push here from Bratok with his science vessels getting plagued. And yes, things look really dire now here for the Zerg player, as SCVs have to be now pulled back, but even some defenses are coming here too. And once again, Bratok moves here forward, and this might be the killing blow here against the Zerg player. Where are his units? Some units are of course here just to defend this location, but in the end Bratok is going to snipe this one once again, and those drones will pop out, and even sends out here some reinforcements into the upper left part. So yeah, this one should be pretty much under control of the Terran player. And yeah, let's just see. I don't think that Dimaga can somehow with a miracle come back here. He is preparing his defenses here onto this location, but there's just so much blue here once again on the map, and so many science vessels. So sadly here for Dimaga, once again those science vessels could of course irradiate here everything, especially those lurkers. Income just sadly for Dimaga, only 2 lurkers here immediately getting irradiated. So it looks like pretty much the end. Sorry for this games. No more mining going on here from Dimaga. The lurkers have fallen. In comes the push now from Brat with those stimmed marines heading straight towards this expansion. Once again irradiating here those Hydras. Dimaga tries of course to micro them back and forward here, but in the end it's sadly just way too much here for Brat. But hold on, we have some reinforcements coming in. Science vessels will be sniped. Yeah, in the end sadly here for Dimaga is not really mining, so this of course has to be that GG. A really great game here by the Ukrainian player, actually for both players. In the end it was just way too much here from Brat against Dimaga, but pretty great defense here by the Zerg player, holding on even for a half an hour here. So the game could have been finished really earlier, but in the end the defense was really strong here for the Ukrainian player against Bratok. And Bratok in the end with that harassment, with those dropships, giving him the win, but a very hard win here for him, as of course some tanks would have been a nice idea, but then again, yeah, he did just go for mass science vessels, and yeah, that irradiance was just way too strong here against those lurkers. Now let's just check those stats really quick in case you guys are interested. Once again, I'm going to be clicking left and right. Really great game here in between Russia and Ukraine, but like I told you, the message is much more important. Just a game, and in the end what is so much important is, for me at least, to see peace in Ukraine, in between Russia and Ukraine. So yeah, exactly why I have chosen to put this thumbnail up. And yeah, like I told you, my greatest hope is to be an establishment of peace in Ukraine. So yeah, thank you guys once again for watching. Thanks for the support. This is your host Tommy, signing out.